Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take you on a fascinating journey to learn how salt is made in salt fields. It's an ancient and natural process that's been used for thousands of years to harvest one of the most essential ingredients in cooking. You might use salt every day, but have you ever wondered how it's made? Let's dive into the world of salt fields and discover the magic behind the process. Saltfield salt, often referred to as sea salt, is produced through the evaporation of seawater. This natural method creates salt crystals that retain more minerals than refined table salt, giving it a distinct texture and flavor. It's used in everything from cooking to skincare, and it all starts with the salt fields. Salt fields are vast, shallow ponds that are specially designed to harness the power of the sun and wind. Seawater is channeled into these ponds where it's left to evaporate over time. The process is a blend of nature and human expertise, but what happens next is all about patience and timing. The first step in making salt is collecting seawater. The water is rich in minerals, including sodium chloride, what we know as salt. The seawater is carefully brought to the salt fields where it will begin its journey towards becoming the salt we use every day. Once the seawater is added to the shallow ponds, it's left to evaporate naturally. The sun does most of the work, heating the water and causing it to evaporate slowly. The heat of the sun causes the water to lose its moisture, leaving behind concentrated salt water. This process can take weeks or even months, depending on the climate and weather conditions. As the water evaporates, the salt begins to crystallize. These early crystals are usually soft and can be scraped off the surface of the ponds. This is a critical step because it helps form the texture of the final salt. Workers carefully monitor the ponds to ensure the salt is harvested at just the right time. When the salt has fully crystallized, it's time for harvesting. Workers use wooden tools to rake the salt from the ponds, being careful not to disturb the natural process too much. They gather the salt into piles where it will continue to dry under the sun. Once the salt has been harvested, it's spread out to dry further. This drying process can take several days depending on the weather. The salt is occasionally turned over to make sure it dries evenly. At this stage, the salt is still rough and may contain other minerals, which is what gives it that rich, robust flavor. After drying, the salt is ready for packaging. It can either be sold as is with its natural texture, or it can be processed further to refine it, removing impurities. Some of this salt will be used in kitchens around the world, while others may be used for bath salts or even skincare products. So why is salt field salt so special? Unlike refined salt, salt from the fields contains trace minerals like magnesium and calcium, which add depth to its flavor. Plus, it's produced using sustainable methods, relying on natural processes.